Hello, fellow heirs. Welcome back to Weekday Wind Down with the Word, where we are reading through the book of Numbers. And today we will be reading the 33rd chapter of Numbers in the NLT version. This chapter includes remembering Israel's journey. So without further delay, let's start reading. Remembering Israel's journey. This is the route that the Israelites followed as they marched out of Egypt under the leadership of Moses and Aaron. At the Lord's direction, Moses kept a written record of their progress. These are the stages of their march, identified by different places where they stopped along the way. They set out from the city of Ramesses in early spring, on the 15th day of the first month, on the morning after the first Passover celebration. The people of Israel left defiantly in full view of the Egyptians. Meanwhile, the Egyptians were burying all their firstborn sons, whom the Lord had killed the night before. The Lord had defeated the gods of Egypt that night with a great act of judgment. After leaving Ramesses, the Israelites set up camp at Succoth. Then they left Succoth and camped at Etham on the edge of the wilderness. They left Etham and turned back towards Pi-hahiroth, opposite Baal-zephon, and camped at Migdal. They left Pi-hahiroth and crossed the Red Sea into the wilderness beyond. Then they traveled for 3 days into the Etham wilderness and camped at Myrah. They left Myrah and camped at Elim, where there were 12 springs of water and 70 palm trees. They left Elim and camped beside the Red Sea. They left the Red Sea and camped in the wilderness of Sin. They left the wilderness of Sin and camped at Dothkah. They left Dothkah and camped at Alush. They left Alush and camped at Rephidim, where there was no water for the people to drink. They left Rephidim and camped at the wilderness of Sinai. They left the wilderness of Sinai and camped at Kibroth Hattaavah. They left Kibroth Hattaavah and camped at Hazeroth. They left Hazeroth and camped at Rithmah. They left Rithmah and camped at Rimmon Peres. They left Rimmon Peres and camped at Libnah. They left Libnah and camped at Rissah. They left Rissah and camped at Keholatha. They left Keholatha and camped at Mount Shepher. They left Mount Shepher and camped at Harada. They left Harada and camped at Mekola. They left Mekola and camped at Tahath. They left Tahath and camped at Terah. They left Terah and camped at Methkah. They left Methkah and camped at Hashmonah. They left Hashmonah and camped at Mosra. They left Mosra and camped at Bene-Jacan. They left Bene-Jacan and camped at Hor-Hagagad. They left Hor-Hagagad and camped at Jobbetha. They left Jobbetha and camped at Abrona. They left Abrona and camped at Ezion-Geber. They left Ezion-Geber and camped at Kadesh in the wilderness of Zin. They left Kadesh and camped at Mount Hor at the border of Edom. While they were at the foot of Mount Hor, Aaron the priest was directed by the Lord to go up to the mountain, and there he died. This happened in the midsummer of the first day of the 5th month of the 14th year after Israel's departure from Egypt. Aaron was 123 years old when he died there on Mount Hor. At the time, the Canaanite king of Arad, who lived in Negev in the land of Canaan, heard that the people of Israel was approaching his land. Meanwhile, the Israelites left Mount Hor and camped at Zalmonah. They left Zalmonah and camped at Punon. They left Punon and camped at Obath. They left Obath and camped at Abiram on the border of Moab. They left Abiram and camped at Dibon-Gad. They left Dibon-Gad and camped at Alma Diblathaim. They left Ammon Diblathaim and camped in the mountains east of the river near Mount Nebo. They left the mountains east of the river and camped on the plains of Moab, beside the Jordan River across from Jericho. Along the Jordan River, they camped at Beth Jeshimoth, as far as the meadows of Acacia on the plains of Moab. While they were camped near the Jordan River on the plains of Moab opposite Jericho, the Lord said to Moses, "Give the following instructions to the people of Israel. When you cross the Jordan River into the land of Canaan, you must drive out all the people living there. You must destroy all their carved and molten images and demolish all their pagan shrines. Take possession of the land and settle in it, because I have given it to you to occupy. You must distribute the land among the clans by sacred lot in the portions to their size. A large portion of the land will be allotted to each of the larger clans, and a smaller portion will be allotted to each of the smaller clans. The decision of the sacred lot is final. In this way, the portion of the lands will be divided among your ancestral tribe. But if you fail to drive out the people who live in the land, those who remain will be like splinters in your eyes and thorns in your side. They will harass you in the land where you live, and I will do to you what I have planned to do to them." And that concludes the reading of Numbers 33 in the NLT version. So, as I stated before, this particular chapter is all about remembering Israel's journey. And I just think it is a good thing for us to remember our journey and where the Lord has brought us from. And that can encourage us to go a little bit further, because sometimes we go through hard times and we forget that the Lord is great and all-powerful, and He can do anything. He can bring us through. And sometimes it's meant for us to walk through something and just not pass over it. And so we can look back and remember how God has brought us thus far. So it's good to remember. Now, I'm not sure if that's what the Lord was going for by putting this particular chapter of remembrance in His Word, but that's just what came to mind for me. But once again, I want to hear what your thoughts are on chapter 33, so please make sure you put it in the comments below. And thank you once again for listening to Weekday Wind Down with the Word, and have a nice life in Jesus Christ, and continue to stay blessed. Bye.